Now, welcome to Worldchefs podcast. I'm your host, Ragnar, and this is World on a Plate. It's with great pleasure I welcome on this show Arwyn Watkins, OBE, and President of the Culinary Association of Wales, here to talk about the upcoming Welshchefs Congress and Expo in 2026, taking place in May 2026 in Newport, Wales. Going to be very exciting. I know we're all looking forward to our next World Chef Congress, an event that brings together chefs from across the globe for unforgettable experience filled with networking and education and insightful conversations. The Global Chef Challenge World Final competition, a world-class expo, and of course, incredible food. So we also have an amazing young chefs program at an exclusive rates, giving the next generation of chefs this great experience that will shape their careers. Right now, we have the early bird discount on tickets live now if you book it before it's ending in October. So now is the time to book and secure your place at the next Congress in Wales. But let's hear firsthand what you can expect, why you should attend, and what makes Wales such a special destination. So I'm going to say welcome to Arwyn. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, Ragnar. Borada. Nice to have the opportunity to have a chat with you.
No, it's really good, and thank you for all the great collaboration. I know we are progressing and planning the Congress. We're putting together a great show, and we'll talk about that later. But hey, let's maybe before for our listeners. I know a lot of our members they are familiar with you, but others will get to know you better in Wales. But maybe you can introduce yourself and share how you got involved with the Culinary Association of Wales.
Yeah, no, certainly. Hey, I have the pleasure and the honour, to be honest, to be the president of the Culinary Association of Wales. And I first got involved with the Culinary Association of Wales, actually, as a driver for our culinary team, as we were competing then at the Culinary Olympics as a regional team. That was before we actually secured our membership of World Chefs. And I was very fortunate to be one of the delegates who travelled to Kyoto in Japan in 2002, where we actually got the approval of a full membership of World Chefs as a nation in our own right, which was a significant achievement. So that's how I first got involved with the Culinary Association of Wales. And then I was very fortunate to be the coach of our junior team, the very first time that we competed as a national team in the Culinary Olympics in 2004. And we were very fortunate to come away with the gold medal, which was a significant milestone in my career. And I suppose that was the journey, really, that started getting me more engaged with World Chefs and understanding more about what it was all about and, what could it offer us as well in Wales. Because very often just being a membership organisation, and I'm sure outside of in our normal lives, we're members of lots of different organisations, but it's about how much you put in is what you get out. It's not always just about the organisation itself. It's more about, whatever you put in, the more you put in, the more you'll get out of it.
Yeah, and I must say, having been observing your work, it's tremendous amount of work the association has been doing in Wales, and so congratulations with that. Very active, great on communications, and yeah, it's been a great success. And I know you've been fighting very hard over the last years to get the Congress to Wales. Maybe tell us a little bit what does it mean for you and the culinary associations of hosting the World Chef Congress in 2026?
Yeah, so let's just follow that one through.
Mm.
I suppose the trigger for me is when we first decided to host the European World Chefs Conference at the Celtic Manor Resort, I think 2017, 2018, sometime around that. And we were not shocked, but hugely surprised at the number of delegates that we secured to attend that two-day event, and the positive feedback that we got from the European presidents, to be honest. And it was that trigger, and knowing that the the venue that where the next Worldchefs Congress in 2026 is going to be hosted was just in its planning stage then.
Mm.
And I came away from that thinking, do you know what? We've got something unique, I think, to offer as a host for a future Worldchefs Congress. But I'll tell anybody now I'll be straight, to secure a bid for a Worldchefs Congress, you have to be very tenacious. You have to be very thick-skinned, but you have to do a serious amount of work to lobby the presidents from the countries around the world to secure their vote. And I have once you start that process and you secure the bid, which is a phenomenal achievement for us in Wales, you have to understand that in 98 years of history of World Chefs, this is the first time ever that the Worldchefs Congress has come to any part of the United Kingdom.
Right.
So yeah, a significant milestone.
Yeah.
But winning the bid is only the small part of the journey. The hard work really starts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, post that, especially, if our expectations are high, you know what I mean, and we want that, and we want it to be a real quality event. So, we've got high expectations of ourselves, and we don't take that responsibility lightly at all whatsoever.
Absolutely. And I can see that the serious work behind it, and we're progressing well. It's going to be a great show. So maybe you can tell us for anybody who is attending the Congress for the very first time, or those who have been to other Congress, what can they expect and what makes Wales such a unique edition?
Well, I'm not so much sure about why is Wales a unique edition, but I'll just touch on the base. Look, we're hosting the Worldchefs Congress and Expo 2026 in an iconic location. The Celtic Manor Resort, and the venue for the Congress is the International Conference Centre. It's a brand new conference centre, and literally the Congress will take place in the auditorium. The expo will take place in the expo hall, which is literally totally all in the same building, as will the Global Chef Challenge final. So it's a really, really iconic venue. I think we've got a really great program planned. I mean, I think, the committee, the Worldchefs Congress Committee, has been working really well in sort of bringing that together. And we just want to showcase, to be honest, what Wales has to offer. We want to really give you a warm Welsh welcome. And we're very critical on ourselves about making sure that we create this real sense of place so that you know that you're in Wales and you're not just in another conference venue in any part of the world. And we're going to back that up with not just a sense of place, but we've got a hugely successful Welsh food and drink sector here in Wales, and we want to make sure we tap into all of that. So we want you all to leave knowing that you've experienced Wales and not just another business event somewhere in the world.
Yeah, and I can having been there and seen, I can vouch for that. It's a great setting. I mean, the Celtic Manor is a tremendously impressive building with its old stature and great history and sort of ambience to it. And just walking distance, you have this hyper modern convention center. So everything is there within 5 minutes, whether it's the competition, the exhibition, the center, or enjoy the Celtic Manor in the evenings. It's going to be a really fantastic venue for a Congress. I'm looking forward to that. Very intimate. That's what I like about the setting. So it's going to be an amazing. And so when it comes to the theme for the Congress, you mentioned Pasture, Passion, Plate. Can you explain what the theme represents and how it resonates with Wales and
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the theme for the Worldchefs Congress and Expo 2026, as you say, Pasture, Passion, Plate, which for us powerfully conveys the full journey of food, from its origin in the fields to the final dish, while celebrating sustainability, craftsmanship, and the deep love behind culinary creation. And I suppose to break that down, pasture represents the land, the source of our ingredients. emphasises sustainable agriculture, especially Wales's rich farming traditions, renowned for grass-fed lamb, artisan cheeses, and fresh seafood. And passion, you can't be more passionate than the Welsh culture, in terms of that. So, but it symbolises for us the drive and dedication of chefs, farmers, and food producers, and it captures how innovation and tradition are carried forward through culinary artistry. And then the plate, the culmination of the journey where ingredients and creativity merge. It celebrates culture, history, and sustainability as they come together on your plate. So this triad, Pasture, Passion, Plate, invites attendees to understand and appreciate the entire gastronomic process and stewardship of the land, the inspiration and artistry of those who craft the food, and the meaningful experience of dining itself. It's not just about ingredients or cooking techniques. It's a narrative that connects those who grow, prepare, and savor the food.
Mm.
That's our ambition. It's a big ambition, but I think it's certainly one that we can deliver. And when we look at the program and what we've got planned, I think that's something, that theme is something that we can really deliver. And as a chef, it's something that resonates with me. It's about, if you've got really good ingredients, the star on the end plate is the ingredient. Just cook it, deliver it well, serve it appropriately, and the ingredient will speak for itself.
Absolutely. And wow, we have set the bar high and a great expectation. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a great show. And tell us a bit more about what is in it. I mean, you've been to many congresses and you brought young chefs with you to a congress. We talk a lot about the young chefs, the future generation. What is in it for the young chefs to attend World Chef Congress in Wales? And how can you explain how this event will impact their careers, their culinary journey? How important is it for the young chefs to attend?
Yeah, so I have been experienced in the past, bringing young chefs to World Chefs Congress, and I have to be honest, sometimes feeling quite disappointed in terms of and it's a difficult thing to deliver, to be honest, because there's always a challenge with the young chefs in terms of where they want to be as an individual rather than where they want to be as a collective. And one of the things that we're trying to achieve in terms of the planning, we've been working very well with Kelly from the World Chefs Young Chefs Committee, and Jasper, and our own team. And one of the things that I think we've achieved in the program, to be honest, is that we've been very, very clear in terms of we've got a full Congress program up to lunchtime. And then we've created space then for all of the delegates to go into the expo and the global chef and that type of stuff. And we've created within the main auditorium itself, there's space there for one-to-one personal sessions with the young chefs team from some of our superb speakers. But also we're looking at actually taking the young chefs out of program in the afternoon and out of the venue in the afternoon and going to visit some of our cultural, some of our heritage, and some of our food and drink venues that are not too far away from the conference, the Congress venue, but to give them a wider sense of place and a wider sense of understanding in terms of Wales and the type of things that we do in Wales, some of the innovative things. So it goes from, the type of conversations that we're having is to visit one of our UNESCO sites, some of our heritage, because in Wales we come from a very coal mining history, in terms of the valleys, quite industrial. Obviously, none of that exists anymore, but there's a venue called the Big Pit, which we hope to take and give all the young chefs the opportunity to actually go down in the pit and experience what the working conditions were there. Not that we're going to ask them to dig any coal, but they can understand in terms of how it was for the people of Wales in terms of when we had this very industrial landscape, and then to take them from that to a very innovative, very funky independent brewery. And then we're talking about taking them into the capital city, Cardiff, to get them to experience some of the activities within the capital city, do a tour of the Cardiff market, maybe go and do a workshop making Welsh cakes. And then we might finish that off. The type of conversations we're having is actually to take them to Zip World. And ironically, Zip World in South Wales is actually built on an old coal mine, but it's one of the world iconic fast, long zip wire activities in terms of that. So a very innovative program. We still haven't finalized that yet. We've got a meeting next week to finalize that with Kelly and Jasper. But it's a real exciting opportunity. And one of the things we want to do, we hope that all the young chefs will come to Congress and arrive in Wales, on the Friday morning and register. And then once they've registered, we want to build with the team at the Celtic Manor Resort, who are the experts in that, but to do some team building activity for all the young chefs so they get to know each other. They start to build that bond before we then go straight into the icebreaker, which is on the Friday night.
Sounds like an amazing
program. Really exciting program.
Exciting program, and I think I know everybody's listening. They're thinking like, I'm gonna cheat and try to become a young chef, but no, it doesn't work. You have to be 25 or younger to join the young chef. We check IDs, but actually these young people, as you say, they get this really sort of intense networking where they will be able to meet colleagues from around the world. And I know from the past how important this can be. I just have a little story about there was actually a young Icelander who went to his first Young Chef Congress in New Zealand back in the days, where he experienced that networking camaraderie and the bond that they build between these young people, and he did make some good friends and contacts. And 3 months later, he got a job through these contacts in at the Fat Duck in the UK, 3 Michelin-star restaurant. So that actually it can be a career-changing event when you get out there and you meet people and you connect with people, and you never know where it's going to lead you. So important.
Yeah, I think both of us realize, as we get older, but I think all of us realize the importance for young chefs to network. And to build that network, because very often as a young chef, you're very often stuck in a kitchen in the same group, and it's really a real opportunity. And I just want to say, we've thought long and hard about the Young Chefs program and about the Young Chefs registration process. We are actually trying to secure a single venue accommodation at a very reasonable price. We haven't quite nailed it, but for all of the young chefs to be located in the same venue for their accommodation, etc. And the other thing that we've taken into consideration is, yes, the early bird offer for the main program, for the main delegates, that opportunity closes on the 31st of October. And I think it's fair to say that we will not be going down that road of reopening that early bird. The early bird is the early bird.
Right.
And the reason why it's closing on the 31st of October is because we're really keen to attract the young chefs to the program, and we've reduced the price significantly for a young chef to come on to join us as a delegate. And we haven't extended from the very beginning. We made the closure of the early bird for the Young Chefs program to be the 31st of December 2025. And and I really hope that it achieves our objective in terms of that and attracts more young chefs to come to Wales.
Yeah. It's a really good deal, and it's a highly discounted, and if you put all the things you get out of that, the dinners, the Congress itself, witnessing the expo, the competitions and the networking and the camaraderie and the great food, the venue, it's really a great investment for any young person or older person in their career. So
yeah, absolutely.
And
one of the other things which you haven't spoken about because of the venue, and in the past, I've heard people say to me, why would you come to Wales? In terms of this build-up to the Congress, why would you come to Wales? There's nothing there. It's just a hotel with a golf course. Well, it's much more than that, and you'll get to experience much more than that. But I think it's important to say, and that's working with our colleagues in the home nations and the home of golf, which is Scotland,
Mm.
the Scottish chefs have agreed to take the lead on actually running the very first ever Worldchefs golf tournament,
That's right.
which will take place on which will take place on Thursday, the 14th
Yeah,
of May, which is phenomenal because you're on you know you're on a venue, you're on a resort that hosted the 2010 Ryder Cup. And it's got three great golf courses, etc. So yeah, Neil and the team, Neil and Kevin, the team from Scotland are managing that on behalf of us because I've got to be honest, we're really busy in hosting the Congress. So they're going to host uh, the first ever World Chess Golf Tournament, and I hope people buy into that. To be honest, because that's once again another great opportunity to network in advance of the Congress itself.
absolutely, absolutely. And well, you actually you mentioned that that it's people were sort of saying in the middle of nowhere, but in fact there is Newport is just 15 minutes away. It's an Uber ride away, and so much to see and visit and experience around the Congress, before Congress, after Congress. So much to be seen, and so much more than maybe people initially thought. But you've been selling it really well. You've been really active over the last 8 years to get this Congress to Wales, and so yeah, you mentioned earlier the identity, the culinary identity of Wales. You talked about the pasture, the passion, the plate, all the amazing food and the passion behind uh, turning that food into those produce this from the ocean, from the land, into a really heartfelt world-class gastronomy. Uh, Maybe tell us some more about some of the traditional Welsh dishes that that international visitors should be must be trying, or some of the produce, and or maybe places to go. I don't know. You represent all the chefs, so you might not be in a position to promote one restaurant or what have you. But do you have any ideas of what people should experience while they are there, driving them over to Newport or to Cardiff or?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, literally, Newport is the city of Newport is a 5 minute taxi ride away from the Congress. But the one thing I will say is that given the number of bedrooms, in terms of that we will require for this Congress, uh, I'll say it now. You register, you book your accommodation now because we have secured a number of rooms in a number of venues around the resort. But there will not be enough rooms, to be honest, around the resort. So you need to, if you want to be around the resort, you need to book early.
Yeah,
You could well be accommodated. You could be well be needing to book accommodation in Newport, but dare I say it, you might even have to go as far as Cardiff, which is 15 minutes on a train, to be honest, because our capital city, Cardiff, is very, very close to Newport, and you've only got to Google Cardiff or Newport in terms of what its nightlife is, what the restaurant is, what the food scene is. There are some really, really quality outlets in terms of that, and you've got 2 free nights. So, I would take advantage. I think you'll start to see some video footage coming from some of our members, some of our restaurant owners, and I'll let them promote their own establishments to the
yeah,
members of World Chefs rather than me. But we have iconic, we have iconic meat, we have iconic fish, we have iconic cheeses, dairy, all of the things you'd expect in terms of that. But it's not just about that. We have some significant plant-based uh, options as well in terms of that, across the whole of the area. Um, we have a number of Michelin star restaurants in Wales, but the most significant and the most iconic one that we have in Wales is actually in Mid Wales, uh, which is halfway up the country. It's our only two Michelin star restaurant that we have in Wales, Gareth Ward at Inisea. And if you're looking to stay on a bit longer in Wales, either pre the Congress or post the Congress, uh, I can only say this. It's one of those restaurants that you need to experience once in your life. It's the only restaurant I know where it's 30-course tasting menu with a wine flight and a DJ where you can actually choose your music flight as well as
wow.
it's definitely something to be experienced. But as I say, there are some tremendous restaurants in Cardiff and in Newport that are not very far away that you can really enjoy the true Welsh hoil, as we say. Yeah, and experience iconic Welsh dishes.
So beware, beware. It's not going to take all 1,000 delegates, this particular restaurant. So book your table now.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure those ones
Yeah,
from far or even near, they would want to stay a few days after and experience exactly what you just mentioned. Uh, and even beyond the
yeah,
food,
yeah. No, certainly,
Mm,
and you definitely need to book in advance. You know, it is. You know, as you can imagine, it is. Uh, I would, I would call it. It's a chef's restaurant.
mm. Amazing.
Yeah,
And even beyond the
definitely.
food, Arwyn, what do you recommend? Like if you want to stay another 3, 4 days, what do you recommend people should visit and prioritize?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a tremendous, I mean, we've got a tremendous coastline in Wales. You know
Mm,
what I mean? So there are some real areas in terms of Pembrokeshire, but also experience North Wales. You know, the Isle of Anglesey. Um, Go on a train journey. Absolutely, we have some iconic train journeys going all the way through the heart of Wales. Um, there's a lot of landscape, but when you get to the other end, there's a lot of activity.
mm.
It's a beautiful country. If you're walking, if you like the outdoors, if you like the adventure, there's lots of coastering, lots of activities in terms of that, definitely. And obviously, we've got beaches, but
Yeah.
we can't always guarantee the weather, as you can understand. Um,
Beautiful.
there's a reason why Wales is so green, but ironically, we've had a really dry year this year. So,
Mm, mm.
in parts of Wales, it's actually looking like a desert, to be honest.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of farmers who are struggling because they have no forage. But yeah, it's been one of those years. But it's rained probably on and off now for the past week or so,
Yeah.
and
Good.
and we're starting to see green shoots in terms of that. So when you come to Wales, the lamb will be grass fed and it'll be beautiful.
Absolutely. And well, th thank you, Arvin, for sharing all your passion. I mean, I've been following your path towards Congress over the last, I think it must be 8 years you started, even more. And that put so much passion into this. And now that we are actually in the planning stage, I can see how much work you're putting into the Congress to really bring an exceptional experience to our delegates. And some of them have been to many congresses, and their expectations are always high, and you're really delivering on that. So I think the Congress in Wales is the one not to be missed. I definitely personally think so, and I want to thank you for all that work and passion you put into. Now, just to sort of close up and wrap it up, what do you hope chefs will take away from their time in Wales when they get back and start looking back?
So some of the key takes from this, and this is the type of thing that I'm talking to some of the food producers as well in terms of this, because many of our food producers in Wales export. Um, and and for me, with 60% of the delegates from World Chefs, to be honest, are influencers or buyers, to be honest. And we tend to go down a route with food trends, and I've seen this for many years, is where we're always focusing on the retailer, but for me, it's about making that change slightly in terms of actually the people who influence significantly what people want to buy in shops is very often something that an ingredient or a product that somebody's actually experienced in somebody's restaurant. So for us, it's I think about it as a whole Team Wales approach, in that it's about opening up the minds of the delegates to Wales, what Wales has to offer, and um, we're a population of just over 3 million, um, and very often in the past, when I've been even at Culinary Olympics, Culinary World Cup in the Worldchefs Village, trying continuing that journey to try to get to where we are today. But I've had people, when we've given them a sample of cheese from Wales, or um, and they've said, "Where's that from?" And I said, well, Wales, and they've said, I never knew you could milk Wales. So, we've got to, it's about putting us on the map, isn't it? And it's about putting us on the map. And it's about leaving a legacy, because it's not just about this one-off event, is it?
Mm.
It's about what can this event do also for our membership and our wider membership and the future generations that are going to come through. It's about leaving a legacy and not just having one impact. And I'm really looking forward. I'm tracking the registrations.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I have a login to the portal. I'm tracking them coming in, and I'm expecting a significant hit in terms of registrations in
Yeah,
the next 6 weeks, to be honest.
absolutely. Well, Arwyn, again, thank you very much. Unless any closing words, then I think we can say that we are looking forward to an exceptional event in Wales, and thank you for your time here to talk to us. And it's been a real pleasure to listen to you, your passion, and everything you are transmitting through your work.
No, thank you very much. And hey, I'll say it to you all out there now. Thank you very much to all Worldchefs presidents who voted for us and put the trust in us to host the Worldchefs Congress 2026. We're looking forward to welcoming you. Look, just register, get it done, get it sorted, and see you in May 2026.
Thank you, Arwyn. Thank you very much. And to all our listeners, we hope to see you at the Welsh Congress in 2026 in Wales, of course. So just to double down on what Arwyn said, register today, take advantage of the early bird, book your hotel while it's still normal rates there, and their availabilities are there. And you can find all the information on Worldchefs Congress website, how to register online, worldchefscongress.org. And so you're listening to Worldchefs podcast. I'm your host, Ragnar Fredriksson. This is World on a Plate. Thank you very much, and see you next time.